Boa noite, eu sou Andy, estou de volta aqui com vocês pelo Kbuena, bueníssima, nossa rádio favorita. E esse é o seu Sem Frescura, seu programa favorito também, sem frescura e sem noção. Mais uma vez, nos headlines, nós somos indicados agora como melhor programa Web Radio TV pelo Canadian Choice Awards 2024, e então começamos o ano com tudo. Tonight I have a very special guest. Her name is Pani. I could introduce her as personal trainer, fitness enthusiast, entrepreneur, but I think she's much more than that. She is a fighter, a survivor, and I'm so proud to have you here with me. Welcome, Pani.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm very excited.
I don't even know how to introduce you, because for me, you're a very high example of perseverance and to achieve your goals and dreams. So who's Pani?
Well, I mean, I think this is why we connected, because we both have the same passion in terms of portraying resilience, giving people a reason to not give up. And I think that's what I represent the most. If you would have asked me maybe a few years ago, I would have said, oh, I'm a personal trainer. I'm also an accountant by degree, but now I'm more of just a reason to show people, hey, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I think I'm more of an uplifting energy. That's what Pani's is. Ironically, uplift is what I did too.
Yes, that's amazing. And the name is just perfect. So tell me a little bit about your journey, all the transition, what happened?
Yeah, so I've been a personal trainer for 10 years, and I have a big just interest in the body. My degree.
You started personal trainer at childhood.
Yes.
This is very young.
Yeah, very, very young. I was grabbing pickles, like jars of pickles, and I was doing curls with them at home. And my parents thought I was crazy. And the second I turned 17, I went to my first gym, because here you have to be 17 to get a membership without like your parents giving consent. And so I went to my first gym, and that's just where my journey started. But before that, I was always active. I was playing soccer. I was working with a lot of like soccer athletes, kids and whatnot. So always into the body, always into movement. My degree is in kinesiology. So even that itself involves a lot of knowledge about the movement, the kinesthetics and the anatomy of the body. So I love anything and everything to do with physical activity and just living a healthy life. But obviously some unfortunate stuff happened to me, and it ended up shifting my, I guess, passion away from being able to do what I love, which is to personal train and to not just train people, but to inform them on how they could live a healthy life, on how they could enhance their body. And I got into a car accident, and I suffered a head injury, and I had a lot of fluid buildup in my head, and I suffered from a stroke, and then all the stress levels that I was under as well developed into a condition called Bell's palsy, and lost my hearing in my right ear. I got an autoimmune condition, and it's hives pretty much from my head to toe, because my histamine levels are so high that my body is just under constant production of histamine. So it thinks I'm allergic 24/7 when I'm not. So all of that happened, and then just this past August, I had a seizure, and they suspended my driver's license on a medical suspension. So just so many different medical things occurred, one after, like a domino effect after this car accident. And I was reading about this thing that people were saying sometimes in like Chinese cultures, like mythology, or like some cultures have it, whereas like some years are meant to be your bad year. So for me, it's like 2022 and 2023 was like the worst year possible in terms of physical effects, but it was also a blessing and the best year, because it portrayed my resilience and it portrayed who I am now. So the 2024 Panis is a result and a byproduct of everything she had to go through. And I got to meet you.
It's the diamonds, right? So all the pressure, now came the diamond.
Yes, exactly. All the pressure. But I'm happy I got to meet you in the process because that's what we connected over is both our resilient journeys. And I think it's very important for more people to come together and share that so that people understand that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel and there's always hope. And if, you can do it and I can do it, then they can do it too.
Yeah, and let's start. So
Yeah.
we put some topics tonight for us
Yes.
to have like some guidance here, and I'm excited about these issues. So I have to control myself. So before that, we're gonna start about the mental health aspect,
Yeah.
right? And social pressure and trying to fit, right?
Yeah.
Because
And that
you just saw my post today. Today is my 20th anniversary from bariatric surgery. Yeah, long
That's
journey,
amazing.
and it's funny because I just found out there is a lady, a Brazilian lady that lives really 20 minutes from my house here. She just went to a bariatric surgery,
Oh,
and
wow.
she's kind of lost. And she was like, "Oh, I follow you, and
Oh,
I live nearby, and so on." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you live so close. Let's grab a coffee." Because
yeah.
it's like, and I just started doing business with a couple, and the husband just had 4 months ago the bariatric surgery. So by the time we share our struggles and all our process, right? We are inspiring so many people. That's why I admire you,
Thank you.
especially at a young age. You sharing your journey, sometimes it's challenging and hard because people judge us,
They do.
and
Yeah.
then comes the mental health, right?
Exactly. And I think the hardest part is that everyone looks at it from their own perspective. So they don't look at it from a perspective of compassion. It's more of, like you said, a judgmental perspective. And it's like, oh, if she's posting a picture, then she must be okay. If she has makeup on or if she's, active on social media, then she must be okay. And what they don't understand is that it takes a lot of mental strength to even be able to socialize, to be able to even post a picture, and the analyzing that we do of ourselves, and just in general, any form of trauma, whether it's from childhood or from an impact or from surgery or from a car accident, has baggage that is carried with it, right? The trauma causes wounds, and some of those wounds are impossible to heal. And I think mental health falls into one of those wounds that are not visible and that you can't really heal with just, medication and prescription. It goes a lot deeper. And for someone to have surgery or for someone to be recovering in their own, in their own way at their own speed, it's a never ending battle because you could be physically looking good and back to normal, but mentally the setback that it had on you as a person set you back like years. And that's what happened with me is that, like, obviously everything that happened to me at first, it was actual physical effects. Like, you could see my face drooping and you could see that my body is shaking, and the head, the inflammation. And now obviously my face doesn't look like that because you take it like steroids, you take anti-inflammatories, like you take the medication. But the mental effects it had on me, the side effects that it had, is something that I can't fix with those steroids. Like, I deal with it every day. Every single day, it's a new day. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up good today. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up unhappy or depressed. And realistically, again, a cure for something like that would be more medication, but that also has its own side effects. So you have to pick and choose your poison type of thing. Is like, do I want to take medication and be good temporarily, or do I want to be good forever? And it's just a long process. But social media really doesn't make it easy because you go and you see these people, they're looking good, they're going out, they're, especially when you're young too, you're seeing everybody just living their best life, and it's, you want to do that too, but you don't have the mental capacity to even shower or to even talk to anybody. Like, that's been my biggest struggle, is socializing, because I've associated socializing with being okay. So I can only talk to you if I feel good. because I don't want to take my negativity out on someone. And then it turns out I don't talk to someone for 3 months and I'm like, sorry, I haven't been okay. And sometimes it's just good to accept that it's okay to not be okay. And the pressure of this person's not responding or this person's posting, so they must be good. Like, just that judgmental factor needs to go away, and we should just honestly be good people, be kind and compassionate, and understand that everyone has battles. And the world, you see it now. It's everywhere. Like everywhere there's a battle going on.
That really support you.
Yeah.
They don't want to know. They don't want you to be only contact them when you're good, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We are here for you, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, I
if you
appreciate that.
call me and you want to share, like, hey, do you have some time? I need to talk. I'm not okay, right?
Yeah.
And this is what my generation used to do, right,
I
with
know.
the phone. So, and then we spend hours.
Yeah. No, I
That
know.
was pretty much how we solve our problems. Because like
Yeah.
first therapy was for crazy, right? Like, so on your 50s now.
Now, if you don't go to therapy, you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, go therapy, like for my age, like, oh, she's going therapy.
Yeah, I know.
So it was something weird, and that was a stigma, right? So we only
Yeah.
had friends, right?
Yeah,
And the friends were like everything we had. So
exactly.
it was very different. But like talking about the mental struggle, like, and on my case about the bariatric surgery, like people see me posting all the time and so on. And I have a couple of things that came with the surgery. I don't absorb the nutrients, right? So last year I was dealing with the hospitals, like check out all the time for my IVs,
Right.
my iron.
Yeah.
Even though I supplement home a lot, and
Yeah.
I was so low that I had to start going hospital. And then the other thing is that although I seem okay, my mind still works in this way. If I'm too excited or if I'm really down, I cannot eat.
Yeah.
Because fitness is linked to a skinny body.
Yeah.
So for me, like, happiness was having this body, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I went through the surgery, to have the body. So now that I have the body, I know that if I'm too excited, or I'm too anxious, or if I'm sad, I don't want to touch food, because like I'm gonna jeopardize my body.
Yeah.
So that thing, I have to work like crazy, and I still have my bulimia. So when I talk about bulimia, for people that had the surgery, we don't put the finger. Just like if I try to eat, I vomit. So for years, I controlled that with medication.
Yeah.
Antidepressive worked very well for me. And I'm exactly now 4 weeks medication free.
Yay. I'm so happy to hear.
After 8 years. And you're completely right. The withdrawal symptoms were just crazy. I never imagined.
No, I know.
I had pain in my head that I used to call Angus, and I said, listen, like, it's still hurting. And then he was like, you're gonna be okay.
Oh my God, I love Angus. That's literally what I do with him too. I text him like the days. So for you were saying how your eating was associated with your mood and the anxiety. For me, it's my socializing is associated with that. Like, I can't really socialize if I'm not good up here. Even if it's like, hey, how are you? Like, that takes a lot of mental energy from me, because I like to talk. I like to have a good, genuine exchange of a conversation. So when I don't feel good, I don't do that. And so sometimes I'm messaging Angus and I'm like, hey, Angus, I'm just going through it. And he's like, you're going to be okay. So I've received those messages from him, and they're very helpful. It's always good to have somebody to go to. And
based on his example, like I decided to quit the medication as well, because he was telling me, like, after all he went, she never took like the painkillers, right?
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I was reducing, and then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna do this. And then
Yeah.
came my moment, but it's something very delicate, right? Like we all know, like mental health is that thing that comes back and
Yeah.
it's triggering here. So you have to keep an eye. And
Yeah.
I genuinely wanted to know, like, if you're not okay, you want to take like, I need a weekend off. Okay, so call us. You two girls come stay here in my house, mid of nowhere,
Perfect. That's all I need.
and then you
She's the
realize
only person I can talk to at any time.
exactly. So you girls, like, she
Thank
knows
you.
me. She's always welcome here. And then I told her, like, after the thing the other week with her store, I told them, like, come here, disappear for a while. You may need
Aw.
to recharge. So if you
Yeah.
want, the house is here.
Aw. Yeah, no, I heard what happened too. That was so unfortunate. And that's again one of the things is that everyone just sees the surface. Everyone thinks like, oh, okay, this has happened, insurance is gonna pay for it. This has happened, she's good, she still looks okay,
And
but they
my
don't know the
message was
under.
exactly about that. Was like, you have no idea how urban violence can trigger
Mhm.
your mental health. Because I
Exactly.
came from Brazil, I had the guns on my head a couple of
Yeah.
times, like kidnapping, all the stuff like that you hear, like my family went through. So
Oh man.
it's really like important to work the mind and
Yeah.
stay away for a while.
Yeah.
That's the way we can deep breath and recharge.
I'm a big advocate for that, is that sometimes it's good to disconnect, and like I said, it makes it so hard going on social media and seeing what everyone's doing, and sometimes it's not always good news you see. Like you go and see happy people, you get depressed, but then you go see depressed people and you get more depressed.
Yeah,
So social media has just become this like anchor on our ankles of giving us a standard of how we should live, but then also giving us a standard of, you know, bad news that's happening in the world that makes us, affected as well.
you
So
know about the people that because some people just like for no reason, like I have a couple of people that I follow that like they have the perfect bodies and so on, but they inspire me.
yeah.
On the other side, like I'm gonna give you like one straight example, like the Kardashians, right?
Mhm.
The Kardashians, we know that like everything is photoshopped, everything is fake, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not the kind of thing that's gonna inspire me.
Right.
So I just don't follow
Yeah.
because I'm
And
gonna be
that's key.
frustrated.
That's key to follow people that inspire you, that motivate you, and positive things that everyone
Connect
has what
with
they
you,
like.
right? Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
it's true, it's real, right? I follow like
Yeah.
some Brazilian models and they are stunning and I don't feel bad when I
Yeah.
see them, right? It's
Exactly.
like I know they work hard, that's their lives, right? They work hard to have that body, so to
Yeah.
have that life. And for me, it doesn't matter like they are flying private jet. I'm okay with that. I don't and I'm not flying tonight. So
Yeah.
so some
We're
people,
just
yeah, we are here tonight talking with Pani, and she's sharing her amazing journey. And we
sorry.
no, it's okay.
I
We
don't know
will
what happened.
continue.
It just disconnected.
No, it's okay. Don't
I
worry.
think they can hear us, they're hacking our our system, just telling us not to talk about private jets and fake photoshops.
Exactly. Uh, like I believe life is choice, right?
Yeah.
So if I have the lifestyle, the life that I have today, it's because my choices from yesterday, right?
Yes,
So and
exactly.
everything for me became very light and easier when I say like if you have someone in your family that is doing like this and you cannot control, it's their choices, right?
Yeah.
If you have friends that behave like this and you just don't agree and you can change them, no, right?
Yeah.
It's your choice to stay on the table or to leave.
No, I agree.
From that moment that I start working the choice thing on my life, it's like every day I wake up and I'm like, I choose to take my daughter to school or not. Sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like the girl is sleeping so nice. Let her sleep. Like it's not gonna change her life. Like it's not gonna
Yeah.
be something huge to skip the day or 2 or 10, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to choose with your heart, right?
Yeah.
And just have that in mind. Like you're gonna have consequences. Yes, everything that's gonna happen is based on those choices.
Our choices, yeah.
But it's like you're always free.
Of course. And that's the best feeling, and that's something I experienced actually during my recovery. I'm sure you experienced it too, is that I chose to disconnect. I chose to say no, and I think that's very important is that we feel this pressure to constantly be this, like, whatever mold of what a perfect person is, but we can choose to go to school one day and choose to not take our kids to school one day. Obviously, we handle the consequences of that, but I think choosing yourself sometimes is okay. And we should always choose to do things that benefit us and what we feel more than what we think is right. Sometimes, I used to be under the pressure when I worked corporate. It was like, obviously, you have to go to work 9 to 5, 9 to 5,
Mhm.
almost 5 days a week. Some people 6 days, depending on their job. And there's times where you can, yes, obviously you choose to wake up and go to work every day, but there's times where you have to choose to prioritize your health as well. If you're not okay, that job will be there, but your health is deteriorating. If you want to get an
And I
extra
think like
hour of sleep,
and everything that happened to you, I'm 100% sure that your mind went for a more meaningful side, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
You and probably like you even like changed some friends from your show.
Oh, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that happened to me, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you go through this change, like big change in your life, like
Yeah.
you see things different.
You do. And you get to see who supports your change and who's uncomfortable with your
Can
change.
you believe, like, when I lost weight? Because, like, after 1 year, like, I had lost like 60 kilos,
That's
right?
crazy.
So after 1 year, all the friends that I had, I lost my friends.
Yeah.
The circle that I used to go party and so on, like, because before I was the fat, funny person, right?
Oh,
Now I became a woman. I was
I know.
completely. So suddenly, like in 1 year, I lost everything. So what I did, I started dressing myself and going to dance there
Oh,
was a very nice club in São Paulo, and I started dancing. So
yeah.
I used to go there. I parked my car, ballet, go dance all night. I was dancing from midnight until 5 a.m. So
I love that.
by myself with my water, sometimes like my champagne.
Yeah.
So what happened? After like 5 weeks that I was going every Saturday, the DJ of the house came to the floor and said, "Listen, come on, let's go up to the cave." So I became friends with the DJs of the house, the wives of the DJs, the owners of the
Aw,
club, and then they became my friends.
they became your friends. That's
They're my friends
perfect.
until now. And
Yeah.
it was like we built up this net, the connections. It was so cool because I was like there to dance, to have fun, right?
Yeah.
And then I was alone, right?
Yeah.
So those people like embraced me, and it was amazing. And I know
That's
we know how it is,
yeah.
right?
And that's extremely precious because when you meet people who come in your pathway when you're becoming a new person too, it teaches you a lot about yourself, and it teaches you that sometimes we outgrow friends, and that's okay. And it's good to not hold on to any resentment, because just like how we might be physically changing, like you losing 60 pounds is crazy. Internally we're changing too. We're not, you know, relating to the same type of people anymore. We're not
Mhm.
relating to the things that we, used to connect with them about. And that happened to me. I lost a lot of friends. I wouldn't even say lost. Just, I became friends with myself. I
Mhm.
became friends with the new me. You became friends with the new you. And the people who view you as competition, naturally they get removed themselves.
Mhm.
And the people who support you stay, or you meet new people who support you,
Mhm.
and that's what I did. I met you. I got very close to Azam, and she introduced me to more people, and you introduced me to people. I met so many amazing people who, like, within months became closer to me, more than friends of like years, and they were so supportive. And I think that's very important, is to just have people that support your growth and support your change. And sometimes you grow together and sometimes you grow apart.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, and I think that itself is very inspiring, to have someone that is a new friend but feels like a long-term friend.
Yeah, because like we have the same goals, right? And we all like, and it's pretty much like, I think when we build this new circle mid of life,
Mhm.
it's like we choose people more wisely, and
Yeah.
and I think pretty much the universe bring the people together that went
Yeah.
through situations that somehow they are similar, and
Yeah.
we have the same like feeling about being honest, being real, right?
Yeah, and I definitely think the universe brings people that are aligned together, but I also think that not just alignment, but for a reason. Like,
Hmm.
just Angus, for example, he spoke at my event, and he came to my event to speak there, but then he ended up being such a big contribution to me when I was going through my recovery, and just giving me moral support. And same thing with all the other people, like yourself and everyone else that I met. It was like, when you try to do something with someone that you're aligned with, naturally they become a benefit to you as well.
Hmm.
And it just becomes this like community of like-minded people. And I think that's beautiful.
And I got now. I wanted to talk about uplift.
Yeah.
So, what is that?
Yeah.
And like I'm excited. Like I love.
I'm excited to have you a part of it. So, Uplift, we're pumping the brakes on the next event, taking our time. You're going to be involved. We're going to have so many others involved too, but it's pretty much a community of like-minded people, which is what we were just talking about, of everyone that's aligned, whether you're someone that's been through something, or a business that supports, enhancing your health, or a person that is an enthusiast about enhancing your health, anything, that come together. And it's expos in fitness centric cities globally, bringing together that community of like minded individuals and like minded businesses. So, any businesses that initially support enhancing your health, it could be in any category: yoga, acupuncture, dietary, gyms, you name it. You could be a naturopath, you could be an actual nurse that does vitamin shots. There's no division, and that's the beauty of it, is that we think either we have to, do it the medical and the Western way, or we have to do it the natural and the holistic way. But with Uplift, it's just like-minded individuals who try everything. And I'm sure you've experienced it, I've experienced it, anyone else in their journey will try multiple ways of healing. And sometimes one works, sometimes both work, sometimes, none of them work. So it's good to have options. It's good to have people who have been through it. And that's what Uplift is an uplifting community of people, businesses, and just all with the same passion. One community, a shared passion, which is enhancing our quality of life.
And I think like one business complement the other,
Yeah,
right? Like in
exactly.
East West cultures, right? Like we complement each other. 'Cause,
Yep.
like, for me, like, meditation is like my religion, right?
I love that.
So, after I went to India, like, my life is like I meditate every day. So
Yeah,
and that has a huge impact in my health. If
of
I tell,
course.
like, people, like, if you don't breathe properly, you have to breathe
Mhm.
properly, like, otherwise you're gonna eat too fast. You're not only gonna gain weight, but your blood pressure is gonna go high, right?
Yeah.
So go meditate,
Yep.
right? So and that's I'm like sometimes even like we are rushing mid of the day. My husband is eating, he needs to go back to work, no, no, and then I'm like, breathe.
Breathe. No, trust me. It's so important to
And then
just
he's like,
pause.
real right? I'm too fast. I said, yes.
I think there's beauty in enjoying every second of life, and I think when you get to, like, a borderline death experience, you kind of appreciate the little things in life, and I was like your husband, where I would eat, like, super
Mhm.
speed, and I would just be so go, 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 and I didn't even pause and breathe, and it just took away from me being present, but now, like, everything I'm so present in,
If
I
you
try to
have,
be.
I'm pretty sure you can realize that you didn't need
Yeah.
to rush that much.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part of North America.
Yeah,
North
exactly.
America just thinks that, like, everything is it has to be done at a certain speed, at a certain pace, but realistically, I think if we can inherit a lot of the European or Eastern European, like, cultures, and I'm sure Brazil as well, they're a little bit slower than
Yeah,
here,
no,
at
no,
least.
yeah, they are crazy. Like, depending on where you come from, like, from where I come from, it's pretty much New York vibe.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
Yeah,
then never mind,
yeah.
because
So
New York is worse than Toronto.
yeah, and people will still keep cultivating the 5 a.m. club. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
yeah, 5 a.m. You have to be at the gym. You have to do, like you have to non-stop. Like you have to be productive since 4:30 in the morning until 11. And
I
like,
was part of the 5 AM club, and
yeah, it
it's
worked for a while, right?
yeah, it's good, but then also it's only beneficial if it's not taking away from other health things. Like, if you're unhealthy,
Yeah,
waking up at 5 is not gonna do anything good for you.
yeah,
You have to be healthy in every other way and then be part of the 5 AM club, because if you're not getting enough sleep and if your body's not getting the rest it needs, then you waking up at 5 AM is actually gonna do more harm
yeah,
than any good.
yeah, you're damaging your brain. Like
Yeah,
dementia, Alzheimer is there. Like
exactly.
the,
Yeah.
the funny thing is that I love to wake up early and to do my thing. Last year was my worst year in the menopause since.
Oh.
So when starting my menopause, like first I had hot flashes. You know, grandma, hot flashes in the kitchen throwing water. That was me. So and then I was like, I'm not gonna take hormones. I'm gonna go natural and I'm gonna take like vegan supplements. Work
Okay.
was amazing. But then
Awesome.
the hot flashes went away. But then I needed to sleep. Well,
Oh.
I never slept so much in my entire life. Last year, I was like, I don't want to take you to school today, Charlotte. Go to sleep more. Like, I was that level. Like,
She must have loved you at that time.
she was like, seriously? Yes. Like, I just don't want to go out to my bed.
That's so funny.
And my entire life, I was like, I work out. I came to the gym already. Like by 7:30, when I wake her up, when I was in Vaughan, I had went to the gym. I was at the gym at 5 a.m. and
Yeah.
came back. So I was a morning person. But then, like when menopause hit me, I was like, oh my gosh, that's not for me anymore. Now
Yeah.
the hormones, I think, like are more calm, and then I'm back. Like I don't do 5 a.m. anymore,
Yeah.
but I do early morning still. I'm happy with my thing. But going back, everything to say that one thing complements the other, and
Yeah.
when it's gonna be the next event, because like I need that.
Exactly. And honestly, I think when you get into the 5 AM club, it's you think everything else is wrong, but sometimes your body needs the sleep. Like your body needs to rest, it needs to regenerate. So it's okay if you're doing the 5 a.m. club and then 1 or 2 days you're the 7 a.m. club. Like you can
Mhm,
do the 5 a.m. club is not like every single day. It's good
mhm,
to wake up early, but at the same time, it's very good to consider what your body needs. And in your case, like you listened to your body. So everyone, as long as they can listen to their body, that's when they'll be able to tell what's best for them. For me, I was a part of the 5 a.m. club. I thought if I don't wake up at 5, I'm going to be super unproductive and I'm going to have a bad day and I'm going to be lazy. And
mhm,
it got to a point where I couldn't physically wake up at 5 anymore. So I naturally just listened to my body and I found to be more productive when I am getting more rest. So sometimes, like we mentioned previously, it does more harm than any good. And you don't know that. Our bodies are constantly
mhm.
changing. So what you did when like you were in your early 20s is not what you can necessarily do when you're in your late 20s or vice versa, right? So it's just about learning about your body and seeing what your body needs and giving it what it
Mhm.
needs at that time. Sometimes it's extra sleep, sometimes it's extra food, sometimes it's, fasting. You never know, right? Until you explore and see what works best for your body.
And the events for the that you're creating are an
Yeah.
amazing opportunity for not only vendors, like for people to learn, the speakers, right?
Hmm.
So when we're gonna have an event?
Yeah, so we're in the works of it right now, just trying to get all the venues pretty much in place of where we want to do it. So there's two locations that have been confirmed 100% that are going to happen in 2024. One is going to be New York, and one is going to be Florida, Miami. So I'm very excited that those two are happening. Of course, we're having one in Toronto as well, but internationally, that's where we're going. We're going to do New York and Miami, and I know you have viewers everywhere. So if they're a business, if they're a vendor or a person that offers a service that just enhances someone's quality of life, then they
Mhm.
can most definitely reach out to you, or they can reach out on Uplift or wherever, just to be a part of this community and participate in our events. But we're aiming around May is when we're going to be releasing the date of when we're doing New York and Miami and Toronto. And we're going to do Toronto again on the anniversary of the one that we did last August. So August 19th of
Mhm.
2023 was the Toronto event. So again, we're going to do it this August, but the date will be released exactly. And then New York and Miami will fall into this year as well, but we'll release the dates closer
Mhm.
to. So stay tuned on the Uplift page. You'll get exclusive access to the dates, so maybe we'll do a little exclusive reveal to your audience.
Love
But
it.
yeah, I'm very excited. And if people are speakers
Mhm.
about their journey, like what you went through, and or have similar journeys, like we would love to share that, because again, it's not just an expo; it's more of bringing together a community of hope, bringing together a community that it has the intention to promote
Mhm.
resilience and to promote just support and recovery through different methods, right? So that's what I'm very excited to share, is just everybody coming together, but this time more
Exactly.
bigger community.
Yeah, and it's like that, right? Year from year,
Yeah,
like we grow together, right? Like the whole community,
exactly.
because like you participated last year, and then like you're gonna bring more people this year, right? I'm sure like
Yeah,
vendors that wish they could join last year just realized last minute what was happening, so they are
yeah.
keeping an eye.
Well, it fell into my lap last year. Last year, it wasn't even supposed to be what it was. It just happened so last minute, and in 5 weeks, I planned an expo, and but thankfully, people contributed to that, and they were able to execute it for me, which was nice. But my seizure actually happened at the expo, so I had to make sure I recover fully this time so that I don't obviously get
Mhm.
sick at the expo. So now, hopefully, no more seizures, and we can have a great event. And there's some exciting stuff, like the one in Miami. We're going to be doing outdoors. It's going to be like a half indoor, half outdoor thing. So if there's any businesses that are like clothing lines and swimwear or fitness clothing wear or women's or whatever it is, this is something we can display outdoors as well, because we're thinking of having a little fashion show. It's pretty much just promoting everything that makes you feel good. Like we have the Arnold Expo. This is like the modern version.
Amazing. Tonight I'm having here with me Pani, founder and CEO of Uplift. I'm gonna be tagging her on the comments after we post this video on the social media platforms, and we are talking about the events. Uplift is a community and she organizes events in North America. She's a very well recognized personal trainer based in Miami, and she has been living in Toronto, recovering from her car accident. And we are lucky to have her here in Toronto. And we had an event last year, the Uplifted, the first one in August. And now we're going to be having next event here in Toronto, August again, for sure. And then she's going to be releasing the dates for New York. Now we have New York too. And also Miami, that will follow Toronto show. So if you have like a business line, like clothing line based in Miami, or vitamins, supplements, food, and you want to join the event, you can always contact Penny, or you leave here your contact, and we'll be more than happy to be connecting you. So I've been promoting here.
Thank you. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Honestly, it's so cold outside, and like I think everything is freezing, and my internet is one of them.
Oh, don't tell me, like, because up here is even more cold, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if your viewers are in Brazil, they probably can't relate, because sometimes I remember like it would be so cold that like pipes would burst out of nowhere. Our internet would like shut down and the modem would restart, and just like so many random things just because of cold weather that other countries can't relate to.
They have a lot of problems because like whatever you need physical cables,
Okay.
you have problems. So
Yeah.
mine no, because I have a different internet, but like I have a lot of people. We see the chats, people, but people make fun of us because right now in Brazil they are on the 25, 26 degrees Celsius. So
wow.
they are like they are in the summer, right? So they are enjoying.
They're living their best life. Yeah, that's amazing. I wish we had 26, 20, 27 degree weather here. It's honestly a good boost of energy too. Here, I think half of my depression is weather.
That's why we need to go Miami. That's why I totally agree with Uplift. I'm packing, I'm going.
Amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of businesses, surprisingly, all over globally, not just North America, but even in Europe and all the places that I've been to, that are already doing this internally within themselves, which I think is super important. Like, aside from Uplift, which is what I'm trying to do by bringing a whole community of businesses together, as individual businesses, it's very important for us to just be informed of different things that can potentially enhance our health. So like, for example, if you're a clothing company and you're making someone feel good externally, it's very important to be mindful of displaying different types of body shapes and different types of clothing, because I know women who like to work out, but they don't like to wear, revealing gym clothes, or vice versa. Right? So these are all things that I think everyone can just explore about their business and then bring it to Uplift with them, because they're being exposed to so many different types of people who need different things.
The clothing thing, because like I know the Brazilian community in Miami is huge, and we have some vendors there that sell not only fitness and bikini Brazilian style, but they do sell like clothing as well. And
Oh, that's amazing.
Brazilian clothes is different because it's made for
Yes.
the body.
Oh,
So
I love it.
yeah, exactly. So I'm 100% sure I'm gonna be contact them to introduce you to make them part of the uplift because they gonna love it.
Yeah, and it's all the purpose is to enhance their business too, right? So it's not just, making me as a consumer feel good. It's business to business stuff as well. Like they can connect or collaborate with other businesses, and you never know, a collaboration can be formed, and then they're just coming and being a part of a community again, and being a part of an entire group of like-minded people. And it's very exciting to see everyone coming together, not just for the purpose of, you know, supporting a cause or supporting a brand. It's supporting causes, brands, people, just mental health, everything. And my goal is to also have a charity that we every uplift event we're going to work with one charity. So right now
Mhm,
we're going to, for the next Toronto event, we're going to work with the Mental Health Association.
mhm,
So the Canadian Mental Health Association is going to be a part of our next Toronto event, and we're just vouching out a few Miami, well, Florida charities that we want to work with, and a few in New York as well. So once we pick out which one we want to work with, then that's going to be a charity that the ticket sales are going to be
mhm.
contributed
Amazing,
to.
amazing.
Yeah.
When your phone shut, I was mentioning that you're very famous.
Oh.
'Cause you went viral. So, yes,
Yeah.
share.
Oh man, I didn't even, the funny thing is I didn't even try to, like, on TikTok, obviously you never know when your video is gonna blow up, and after all the doctors, everyone told me I can never work out again. They're like, "Yeah, with what happened to you, there's so much inflammation in your head that you can't work out. You need to just make sure the inflammation goes down." But exactly 1 year from the date of the accident, and all of these little things that I did with all these businesses that I met and different types of healing, I'm like, you know what? I can go to the gym. It's fine. And I have a very competitive nature. Like if you tell me you can't do something, I'm gonna do it. So
Anti-glitches.
and that's exactly what happened. A year later, I did a leg press. I hit a personal record, and I did 7 plates on each side. So that's like over 700 pounds, like 7 times my own weight.
Mhm.
And yeah, I recorded it just for fun, and you could see people's reaction in the back. And next thing you know, ESPN Women's, they reached out to me, and they said if they could share the video. And that's initially what sparked the motivation in me, was because when I saw ESPN reach out to me on TikTok, the video got like 4.6 million views. I'm like, if I can, attract the attention of ESPN, then imagine how many other people I can influence positively. And that's why I wanted to uplift others with a good message of, hey, even when they tell you you can't, you can if you set your mind to it.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Anything we set our mind to, I think we can accomplish. I think you know that yourself too with your recovery. And it's tough. The baby steps is
Mhm,
always tough, taking the first step, the second step, but once you get into the momentum of just enhancing, that discipline and imprinting it into
mhm.
your head, it just becomes a routine.
Thank you so much, Pani. I'm
No
so
problem.
happy to have you here tonight. It
Thank
was
you for
my
having me.
pleasure.
It was a pleasure to be here and to talk to your audience, and I hope to have everybody come to Uplift if they can, or if they're a business, to reach out to you or to reach out to me, and hope to just bring together a community of like-minded people so we can help people collectively together.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna be sharing her contact on the platforms as soon as the video is posted. I'm gonna be but give us your Instagram.
Yes, so my Instagram is PR Fitness with 3.
I cannot believe her internet is doing this to her. So I'm gonna talk here. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I was like, I cannot believe the internet is doing. So her Instagram account is PR Fitness 3 S's on the end. So I was like, I cannot believe the internet is doing this.
That's good. Thank you.
So it's very easy. PR Fitness.
Yeah,
With,
PR Fitness with 3 S's and uplift.me. So it used to be Uplift Events, but now it's uplift.me. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with everyone, to seeing everyone there, and hopefully, you know, we can make this community bigger and bigger.
Send a message for the audience, please, to finish this. Resilience, whatever you want to talk.
Hello?
Hi, you there?
Sorry, the voice is not...
Can you still hear us?
And see if it works. So many technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know what's happening. I know you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Oh, it's okay. So,
okay, I'm gonna give you by heart, and hopefully, you know, we can get everybody to come together, and collectively we can see everyone in person at Uplift globally together.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, Andrea.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody.
Tonight we had Pani with us. She's an amazing entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of Uplift. We're gonna have events, as I mentioned before. 3 events coming up this year, one here in Toronto next August, and then we're gonna have events in New York and Miami as well. Pani is an entrepreneur. Her journey with Uplift started after her recovery with a car accident that left her with permanent some issues and health issues, and she decided to help people, sharing her journey, and this is what she has been doing, and it was amazing to have her. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Here is Andy, the social girl, and see you next week. Bye.